Over $2 trillion vanished from the crypto market in less than 12 months. Coins that once made people millionaires dropped 90% and never came back. Influencers went quiet. News channels called it the end. And millions of regular people who had trusted the market with their savings were left watching their portfolios turn to dust. If you were there, you probably heard it too. Crypto is dead. This time it is really over. But here is what nobody told you back then. Bitcoin came back, and it did not just come back a little. By the end of 2024, it crossed $100,000 for the first time in history. So if crypto was dead, how did that happen? And more importantly, is it actually dead right now, or is the same story playing out all over again? That is exactly what we are going to break down today. Not hype, not fear, just the real facts about where crypto stands right now, why people keep declaring it dead, and what the data actually shows when you look past the noise. Before we get into the truth, we need to understand why the phrase crypto is dead keeps showing up over and over. It is not new. Since Bitcoin was created in 2009, it has been declared dead more than 400 times. Researchers who actually tracked this found articles, blog posts, and news headlines saying Bitcoin was finished, going all the way back to its earliest years. And yet, every single time someone wrote that headline, the market eventually recovered and hit a new high. This pattern has a name. People in finance call it the hype cycle. A new technology comes along, people get excited too fast, prices shoot up, then reality hits, prices crash, and everyone panics. The media covers the crash much louder than it covers the recovery. So the idea that crypto is dead keeps going viral because fear travels faster than facts. But here is where it gets interesting. The crashes are real. People do lose real money. The question is not whether crypto can fall hard. We know it can. The question is whether those crashes are the end of the story or just a painful chapter in a much longer one. Let us look at what the data actually shows right now. As of 2026, the total crypto market is worth more than $2.5 trillion. Daily trading volume is running around $73 billion. There are now more than 700 million crypto wallets active worldwide. And in the United States alone, the Securities and Exchange Commission has approved spot Bitcoin ETFs, meaning big institutions like banks, pension funds, and wealth management firms can now invest in Bitcoin through normal financial products. That is not a dead market. That is a market that is growing up. BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the planet with over $10 trillion under management, launched a Bitcoin ETF. By early 2026, that single product alone had pulled in nearly $60 billion in net assets. These are not small retail investors gambling on their phones. These are some of the most careful, research-driven institutions in the world. They do not put money into dead things. Most people never ask this question. They look at a price chart, and if the number is lower than it used to be, they assume the whole thing is broken. But markets for every asset class in history have gone through periods of sharp decline. Real estate crashed in 2008. Tech stocks crashed in 2001. Gold has had long stretches where it lost more than 40%. Nobody wrote articles saying gold is dead forever. But with crypto, every downturn becomes a funeral. The reason is partly the age of the asset. Bitcoin is only about 15 years old. In the world of finance, that is very young. The US stock market has been around for over 200 years. Gold has been used as money for thousands of years. Crypto is still in its early chapters. And when something is new and misunderstood, volatility gets treated like a death sentence instead of a growing pain. There is also a big difference between crypto projects dying and the crypto market dying. This is the part most people get confused about. It is true that thousands of individual coins have gone to zero. According to data from Chainalysis, out of all the tokens that have ever been created, a huge percentage no longer have any meaningful value. Many were outright scams. Others were just bad ideas that nobody needed. But Bitcoin is still here, Ethereum is still here, and the infrastructure being built around them, the wallets, the exchanges, the payment rails, the smart contract platforms, is bigger and more sophisticated than it has ever been. The weak projects dying is not crypto dying, it is the market cleaning itself up. That is actually healthy. Now let us talk about something the mainstream media almost never covers. The number of people using crypto is not shrinking. According to a global crypto report from 2025, nearly 1 in 4 people worldwide now owns some form of cryptocurrency. That number has gone up consistently for years. The people who said crypto was dead in 2022 were looking at price charts. They were not looking at adoption numbers, developer activity, or how many real products were being built on top of blockchain technology. This is the part that surprises everyone. In 2022 and 2023, while prices were crashing and headlines were screaming that crypto was finished, the number of developers building on Ethereum actually kept growing. New blockchain projects kept getting funded. Companies kept integrating crypto payment options. The price went down, but the building never stopped. And in markets, building leads price recovery. It always does. So what about the risks? Because they are real and they deserve honest attention. Crypto is still one of the most volatile asset classes in the world. Bitcoin has dropped more than 70% from its peak multiple times in its history. That kind of move can destroy someone who invested money they could not afford to lose. Scams are still everywhere. Regulation is still uncertain in many parts of the world, and the space moves fast enough that even experienced investors make costly mistakes. None of that is hidden. This video is not here to sell you on crypto or tell you everything will go up forever. What we are pushing back against is the idea that the whole thing is a fraud, that it has no future, and that anyone who believes in it is foolish, because the evidence simply does not support that conclusion. Here is the honest truth that nobody in the media is telling you. Crypto is not dead, but some versions of crypto are. The version where you throw money at random coins because someone on social media said it would go 100 times higher, that version deserves to die. The version where scammers launch worthless tokens and celebrities pump them to their followers before dumping on everyone, that version deserves to die too. But the underlying technology, the idea that people should be able to send value across the world without a bank in the middle, the idea of programmable money that nobody controls, the idea of digital ownership that cannot be taken away by a government or a company, those ideas are not dead. They are being tested, refined, and slowly adopted by some of the most powerful financial institutions in the world. The next time you see a headline that says crypto is dead, remember that the same headline has been written more than 400 times. And every single time, the story continued. That does not mean the future is guaranteed. Nothing in investing ever is. But it does mean that writing the obituary based on a price crash has been wrong every single time before. The real question is not whether crypto is dead. The real question is whether you understand what you are looking at well enough to separate the noise from the signal. Because those who understood that in 2018 and 2022 were the ones who were ready when things turned around. Just remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. This is educational information to help you think more clearly about what is happening in the market. Do your own research and make decisions based on your own situation. If this video helped you see through the noise, hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps us reach more people who need to hear the real story. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Every week we cut through the headlines and give you the facts that actually matter. Drop a comment below and tell us, do you think crypto is dead or just getting started? I read every comment and your answer might shape the next video. See you in the next one.